Episode 2, Supplements.
Hello, I'm Danny Kavadlo. Welcome to episode 2 of Dan's Rants. I want to thank you for the positive feedback, the suggestions, the comments, everybody that had anything to say about the first episode. I appreciate it. And now, what I'm going to rant about today is something many of you have been asking about. What I'm referring to right now is supplements. Now, let's be clear about supplements here for a second. When I talk about supplements, I am referring to anything that you're adding to your diet to supplement it, anything that is not food. So I'm talking about vitamins, I'm talking about green powders, athletic greens and whatever. I'm talking about protein powders, whey protein, soy protein, hemp protein, all that scoops of protein powder. I'm talking about fish oils. I'm talking about any type of pill. I'm talking about anything that's not the actual food itself that we're putting into our system in order to supplement ourselves. So, I personally do not consume any supplements in my day-to-day diet. I get my nutrients from food. Now, I recommend eating a lot of real food. I recommend eating lots of green veggies, lots of red veggies, lots of red fruits, and purple vegetables, and all the colors of the rainbow. I recommend high leafy greens. I recommend getting your nutrients from the food themselves. I recommend a diet rich in protein too. And you know what? If we're working out, we want to get fiber and protein with every meal. We want to get stuff that helps us break down our food and metabolize it to the best of our ability. But we're working on our muscles. Protein is the building blocks. Protein we're going to synthesize, we're going to repair, we're going to take care of our bodies. And yes, Danny believes in eating animal products. I eat quality ingredients. I eat meat, I eat cheese, I eat eggs, I eat dairy. So I recommend getting your nutrients from the foods themselves. But what about supplements? Danny, I'm weight training. Don't I need to have a protein drink? Well, maybe you don't. If you were getting protein and fiber with every meal, if for breakfast this morning I had 3 eggs and I had spinach and I had my black coffee and I had a bunch of water, well, I'm probably okay right there. I probably don't need a protein supplement because I'm getting some of the best protein that Mother Nature has to offer us. Now, is there ever a time when someone needs supplements? Absolutely, yes. Just like if someone needs medicine, right? If I'm sick, I try to avoid taking any medication, any medicine at all costs. I try to get rest. I try to drink water. I try to recover myself. But you know what? If something happens and it's bad enough and I need to take an antibiotic or I need to take some type of medication, I do it temporarily. Same thing with the supplements. I feel like if you're having some type of issue and you have tendonitis in your elbow, well then maybe you need to take some type of supplement that may or may not promote circulation. They say turmeric supports circulation. They say nutmeg. They say there are things that you can take. So I recommend eating the food. If that's unavailable at the time, then yes, maybe you'd want to temporarily take a supplement, but ultimately you want to get all this stuff through diet. You're going to get your nutrients through your diet. So when Danny says no supplements, I'm not saying be careless about what you put in your body. Quite the opposite. I'm saying be very careful about what you put in your body. Put the good stuff. Put quality foods. Put ingredients that were grown locally. Put food that you cook that was made with care with your hands. I live in New York City, and motherfuckers are eating out dinner all the time, going to these expensive restaurants and whatnot. I'm going to tell you right now, half these expensive restaurants, they're not even friggin' good. You know why? Because the person making the food doesn't care. So, eat local ingredients that were raised close to you. The less the food has to travel, the better it is. Once it's picked, once it's ripe, it starts decaying right there. So if you're getting it at your farmer's market, it's probably better than if you're getting it elsewhere. Now, make it with some love. Make it fun. Make it delicious. Touch the food with your hands. eat lots of plants and animals. I'm going to get in trouble for that, right? Well, let's talk about this right now. The only time someone might need to have some sort of supplementation, right? You heard that. I don't edit this stuff. This is the real me, so sometimes I stutter. Competitor, whatever. Let's get together. Well, here we go. So, sometimes we do want to supplement our diet if it's not temporary. So what do? Well, you shouldn't need to supplement your diet unless you're creating some sort of deficiency. So let's say I eat bacon and only bacon. Well, then yes, I might need some type of fiber supplement. I might need some type of multivitamin, which I'm going to probably piss out mostly anyway because these vitamins are water soluble and because they're consumed without fiber, they don't really absorb into your system the same way. Now, what do? If you're deficient in your diet, then you might need a supplement, but you're better off making it with the food. So if I'm like this crazy dude who eats bacon and only bacon and never eats any leafy greens, then yes, I might want to supplement my diet. But even more important than that, I should probably start eating some leafy greens. The same way, if I'm someone who does not consume any complete proteins, then I'm going to want to supplement my diet with some type of complete protein, some type of liquid aminos or whatever, which a lot of people do when they choose to eat diets that are restrictive based on food groups. I feel like a balanced diet is the most important thing. This is something I talk about with my son a lot, because it's important. We want to eat quality food, and we want to eat as many different colors as we can, and we want to eat as many different flavors as we can, and we want to try as many different things as we can. So, if we're talking about supplements here, just to be perfectly clear, if you are experiencing a deficiency, then you might need to use a supplement. If you're causing yourself a deficiency by saying, oh, I choose not to eat that food even though I need it to be healthy, then you might need a supplement. But maybe you're better off just getting it directly from the source. And finally, I encourage people to eat a very, very well-rounded diet. I encourage you to eat as many greens as you can. I encourage you to eat as many fruits and veggies. I encourage you to try exotic foods. I encourage you when you travel to eat the foods that your hosts are giving to you. Because really, when we start looking at food solely in terms of supplementation, when we start looking at food solely in terms of these components, these micro, macro things that are inside, that our textbooks tell us about, when we start really fucking looking at this stuff, then we start stripping away one of the most important things about food. And one of the most important things about food is that we get to share it with other people. It's that we get to cook with our hands. It's that we get to remember the experiences we had when we dined in certain places, when we heard certain songs, when we tasted certain flavors, when we talked to certain people. This is what food is about, right? There's a reason that every culture has some type of holiday dinner, some type of celebration amongst the people. There's a reason that all local foods are good, because they come from the earth and the culture from which they're born. So, you want to take a little extra protein? Look, Danny's not going to stop you from doing it. But the truth is, eat that balanced diet. Eat those fruits and those veggies. Eat those clean, lean proteins. And let's make sure we have a balanced diet, and let's make sure we train hard. Remember, all this stuff is about our day-to-day habits. Everybody can fly off the handle sometimes and maybe make a poor food choice every now and again. But just remember, it's every now and again. So we want to take good care of ourselves, and if we're eating good food and we're getting all the complete foods we need from the sources that we actually consume, then we're not only getting those complete nutrients, we're also having the life experience of enjoying food, because we don't want to overthink this stuff to a point where it's no longer enjoyable. Life is meant to be enjoyed. One of my favorite quotes is from Joe Dirt. He says, life's a garden, dig it. And that's how Danny feels too. So enjoy your life. Don't overthink this stuff too much. Eat real food made by real people with loving hands. Thanks for hearing me out on this rant. Keep the dream alive. subscribe.